What's up, everybody? We are
Beauty.
and the quad. So, said the quad. So today we are coming to you because my beauty came home from a doctor's appointment and said I got a beauty in a quad that we need to talk about. I got this thing we need to talk about. So I'm not real. I'll spoil it if I tell you what she did, but just take a listen. I'll chime in here and there, but listen to what she did this morning.
Thanks for that. Everybody's like, oh crap, what'd she do?
You sure you want to tell them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm not alone.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Well, I don't know.
It's,
Depends on your definition of bad.
it's not that bad. I promise.
Bad or bad
It's
or
not that
that's
bad.
just stupid.
Well, no. No, it.
All right, make your point. Now
Oh
that
my
I've set you
God.
up.
Thank you,
There you go.
honey.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
You're welcome.
So I know I'm not alone in this. I absolutely know I'm not alone in this. But okay, so today I had an appointment in Pensacola where we live. We live right outside of Pensacola. And I
We live
had an
in
appointment.
Pace.
We live in Pace, outside Pensacola. And so I don't drive. Let me disclaimer. I don't drive a lot. Danny drives now. We have a specially adapted van that Danny can drive. And so ever since we had
Thank
that,
God.
I had to drive for 2 years. He'll tell you that was two of the scariest
Just
years of his
thank
life.
God that the way they can develop things for me people like me to drive.
I hate
For
driving.
2 years, y'all, I thought I was going to hit every mailbox and every sign on the passenger side. Really, I'd ride down the road like this. We ride, I go right, I'd jump back. I'd ride down, I'd jump all the time. She liked to go over that outside line, like didn't want to worry about the oncoming traffic, but that mailbox we can take out. Anyway, go ahead. I appreciate you driving me around for all
You're
that
so
time.
welcome. But
Okay.
for 2 years, I had to drive until we could get our van adapted for Danny to drive. So ever since then, I mean, we're always together because I'm his caregiver, right?
Not
So, well,
always.
not always,
Almost
always, but
always.
almost always together. Good thing I like you.
Almost always is enough.
That's a good thing. Good thing we like each other.
Okay.
Anyway, so I really don't drive ever anymore. So I'm driving him, but Danny had something to do this morning, and I went to the appointment by myself, and he didn't need to be there, and I know I wasn't going to be gone very long. So I'm driving home, and I've got things on my mind. I mean, I'm not driving careless or chaotic. I'm paying attention to the road and the people around me. I don't have the radio on or anything, but I'm thinking about friends and things, and praying for people, and thinking
About
about just
me? You were thinking about me?
always,
I
all
mean,
day long, every day. Think about you.
okay. Just make
But
sure.
I'm thinking about our clients and I'm thinking about our coaches and I'm thinking. And so I put the blinker on to turn into the driveway and I pull into the driveway and I look up and I'm not at our house. We moved back in November across town. So I pulled into our old house on the other side of town. I had to drive past the street where we would
You
turn
didn't even
up
take
to get to
you
our
didn't take
neighborhood.
the highway, the interstate?
No, we didn't take the
Oh my!
interstate.
Oh, that's even worse, y'all. I thought you just took the interstate home the way that we always used to go. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I texted him from the drive. I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe where I'm sitting right at this moment in time," because I
And
I
she said she was paying attention to the
I was
roads.
paying attention to the
If you was paying
road.
attention to the road, you were on the wrong road.
Well, really, I mean, really. So I'm sitting there laughing, and it really dawned on me. So what was going on? Because I thought to myself, oh my gosh, was I safe? I was like, no, you were paying attention to traffic. You were paying attention to the lights. You were paying attention to everything. You weren't a distracted driver. You just were an autopilot. We've all done that. When things are on our brains or our life gets a little chaotic, we go into autopilot. That is a natural, human, instinctual thing. It's whatever we have done over and over and over and over and over again when we're not thinking or when life gets crazy, we always revert to that. That's what's natural. That's what's normal. It's like an athlete. Why I heard it this morning on Sports Cincinnati. You
I'm
knew I
sorry,
was
I'm
going
thinking
to go.
about all kind of different things about autopilot, like pulling into the wrong driveway and just going to the door saying, "Honey, I'm home," and there someone is, just all in their glory, right, just standing there. Oh, I thought I was at home, and you,
That's
because
funny.
I was, hey, I'm sorry, I was on autopilot. I'll see you later.
Oops. So, but like, why do athletes like? Oh, who was it? They said I don't know. Bruce Lee has a famous quote about kicking a thousand, kicking. You're more afraid of the person who kicks one kick 1,000 days in a row than a person who kicks 1,000 kicks in a day, right?
No, I
Because
don't
it
watch
becomes
Bruce Lee,
habitual.
so
Or it's the idea
I
of
understand what you're saying, though.
muscle memory and
Yeah.
athletes do. Why do they practice the same play 1,001 times?
So what's the danger of being in wrong or right autopilot?
Thank you for bringing me back in, honey. Okay, so what I realize is when things are when our brains are kind of moving in 1,000 directions, like what happens when life gets chaotic, is we go into autopilot and we revert back to whatever was the habit that's normal to us at that time. That was normal to me to drive to that house because I don't drive a lot anymore. So Danny does the driving. So I don't think about it. So it was normal to me when I was driving into Pensacola, from Pensacola into Pace to go to that house. That's what happens to us with our health goals and our healthy habits, y'all. And that's why we talk about building healthy habits. Because what our intent is we want to replace all those old habits that we had that are no longer serving us. All those things that we used to do that got us to a place that's unhealthy, both mind unhealthy, body unhealthy, spirit unhealthy, soul unhealthy, name your unhealthy. All those old habits that because we just did them over and over and over again became such an intrinsic part of us, but they don't serve us. We need to replace those and be very intentional about choosing good habits, choosing things that do serve us, doing those things over and over and over enough until they now become part of our intrinsic and habitual nature. So when things get chaotic and things get crazy and life's gonna get chaotic at some time and life's gonna get crazy and things are gonna go crazy and your mind's gonna be in 1,000 places, you want your first instinct to be that healthy habit. So you don't have to think about it.
So,
It's just your nature.
so the question is what was negative going on in your mind that made you drive to the old house?
It was nothing negative. It was just nothing
What do you
was
need to
negative.
discover? I know at the point that I
It was
know.
just my mind was just thinking about all these. My mind was just I went in autopilot.
So if you don't develop good habits, you're going to wind up at the old house instead of the new one you want to head towards, right?
Right.
I mean, you can quote that Bruce Lee.
There you go.
You quote that Bruce Lee, right?
There
If
you
you don't
go.
develop good habits, you're going to wind up at the old house, right? That's just period. And you don't
Yeah.
want to wind up at the old house
Sitting in
because
the driveway wondering
you're
how you
working
got
on a
there.
new one, right? You're working on a new one, right? So if you discover your old house, you might want to double check yourself and say, how the heck did I get here? Because I want to go back to my new house. So you're
Mm-hmm.
right. Healthy habits and they become habits, right?
Right.
Habitual. Then we drive to the right house instead of the wrong house.
When we're not thinking.
All right. That good?
That's good.
All right. So we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. We are
Beauty.
and the quad, and we will see you next week unless something like important comes up.
Like I drove to the wrong house.
Yeah. Bye.